Live from New York City, it's the Wendy Williams Show.
Hello, this is the Hot Topic Show. It's what we do.
We won't judge, but we're judging. It's going to be juicy.
Now, here's Wendy.
Enough with that. No, enough. No. Enough. I've got so many hot topics. Enough with the clapping. Come on, how you doing? And thank you for watching. And my co-host, my studio audience, the hot topics are so delicious. My mouth is watering. Come on, let's go. So good. Thank you. Burlington. Hunty. I apologize for that short opening, but we have to talk about the stories at hand. First of all, the traffic this time of year in New York is ridiculous. Yesterday, the Rockefeller Christmas tree was lit. And then, of course, the president-elect is in town, who only lives 5 blocks from the Christmas tree. So on the Isle of Manhattan, it was a wreck. There are 50,000 lights. Now, I tried to do a comparison. Now, the ceiling in our studio is only 20 feet high. I thought it was higher. And then I said, well, could we fit that tree in here if we dug a hole through Rachel's studio, who's right there? You know, Rachel Red. Hey, Rachel, how you doing? And all y'all. So, you know, no, it doesn't work. And I said, well, what if we poked a hole through the roof? Then can we make it all work? So maybe next year we'll have a tree like this. But in the meantime, this is really beautiful. 94 feet high. 94 feet high. And the family is from someplace, they don't get paid for it. You know, I thought that, you know, you got paid for raising a Christmas tree, but apparently you don't. It's probably one of those annoying trees on your property where you're like, get this thing out of here, please. Okay. Anyway, the tree will be lit through January 7th, which, by the way, attention to everyone who celebrates Christmas. January 7th then should be about the time that you take down your decorations too. Nobody likes you all's lights up in March, April, and May. Kanye is out of the hospital. We're very happy for that. Yeah. So reportedly, you know, he has been in UCLA, but he checked himself out yesterday, which I didn't know that you could do that. You know, when you go into a hospital, especially with a 5150, that's an emotional, you know, they're checking you out for mental situations. I mean, you can't even check yourself out of the hospital when you go get blood taken. You know, they want to make sure you have your cookie and your juice and a ride. And they don't want you to just walk out for the ride. They want the ride to actually be there to sign you out. So he was able to check himself out. I don't know how he got home. There were no pictures. There's no receipts or anything like that. You know, I guess, you know, through a private cattycomb, someplace, you know, in the hospital. And he's home with Kim and the kids, allegedly. Now, this picture right here, good morning, Suzanne.
Good morning, Wendy. How are you?
I'm doing fine, thank you.
Good.
People will read shade to that.
They will, won't they?
Uh-huh.
I mean, they will?
You know what they say.
I don't know.
She's so mean to you. Every time you look at Suzanne and Norman, they look scared. Like they don't know what to say.
No.
Whatever. Anyway, whoever they is, as my great-grandmother would say. But look, this picture right here is a telltale picture. Now, this is prior to Kanye going in. Do you see her body language is all, keep me and my daughter away from you. Saint is looking like, I want out. And Kanye is looking like, Well, Here's my thought, though, all right? Because, you know, this emotional thing, no, I don't believe you all, and I'm a cynic also. I don't believe that he did this to get the $30 million insurance policy that he had on his 21-city concert tour. I understand where a lot of people would think that because the family has set themselves up to be such money vipers, you know, and publicity whores, that you would think that this family, this would not be beyond them. I don't believe this. You know, mental illness is real, and in my opinion, in my humble opinion, I think that Kim needs to cut everyone, and I know she's going through her own thing based on, you know, the Paris robbery. Keep your mom away, keep your sisters away, keep Bruce away, keep all them cousins. It should be the four of you all, and then whatever staffers that they want to hire. That's fine. You know, he has home doctor cares, so he might have one or two doctors. Maybe they have 2 or 3 nannies. Then they need somebody, you know, to take care of Kim and whatnot. But I just don't feel, I don't, you know, this is coming from a person with my own, like, Hunter family. You know, when it really gets tough, the Williamses are cut out. And everybody else, it's me and Kevin, and that's the way we do it. I don't know what you do at your house, but I feel like a lot of times outside influences from family and friends and those people just create more of a distraction than anything else, you know? And by the way, they're also saying that he wants to be creative. And I say, let him. There are a lot of people who are saying, you know, don't let him be creative. You know, he does not need to be designing new clothes based on the old clothes that nobody liked. So you can imagine what the new clothes are gonna look like. But here's my thought, as a creative person, and I love to draw, and I like to sew. I got a sewing kit. I'm one of those people. I've got a bedazzler and a hot glue gun and all that stuff. And I have to tell you, as a creative person, when you're going through something, there's nothing better than creating stuff. Even if it's the ugliest mess ever. It keeps your mind. It keeps your mind. I feel like I'm speaking to you, madam. I love your, yes, in the front row, rust pants, right there in my mom's seat. Yes, you're in my mom's seat.
And matching blue.
Yes, yeah, you look, oh, wow, and the blue nails for the blue. Thank you, hi. But you understand what I'm saying. Mental illness is a real thing, and we've seen this coming for a long time with Kanye regarding, and we have all been guilty of laughing at it, and I will cop to it also. We've been guilty of laughing at it, we've been guilty of goading him along, but you know, this doesn't happen just because it's November and he's mourning the loss of his mom. This doesn't happen just because he married a Kardashian and you know what the family is like. This doesn't happen because he's a creative genius. This is, to me, it's a little seed that's in you from the time you're born, and it just needs time to fester, and his has festered. So I wish them both well. Yeah. Okay, hurry up, come on, sir. I'm doing a shady photo shoot. Okay, are you ready for this? You need to come close, pay attention, put down your breakfast sandwich. Mine was sausage, egg, and cheese. So yesterday, I was telling you that I didn't buy into this relationship with Mariah Carey and that man named Bryan with a Y, her dancer. I didn't buy into it. I told you all. Oh, please, what the Chippendale? What the 1970s oiled up is that? Anyway, so now look. I didn't buy into it. I told you that I thought that this was Mariah trying to make it seem to the rest of us that like she's well after James left her with the $1 billion on the table, and you know, Nick is no longer there. Nick is about to have a baby with another woman. Well, that's the most hurtful part, by the way, to me. Like, you can be a billionaire and leave, but there's something about when a man or a woman goes on after divorce and has another family that just like cuts your heart out. Now, Nick is only maybe 33 years old, so you would expect him to go on eventually, or 36, or look, young. You would expect that, okay, he's gonna go on, he'll probably meet somebody else and, have, some sort of family or, something other than Monroe and Mariah. But he did it so soon, like the wound is still open. So soon he got this girl pregnant and she's going through that. So I feel bad for her. And I understand where she wants us to believe that she's happy. But Mariah girl. The pictures have been released and we've paid at least a pair of good Louboutins worth. What was it? Almost $2,000 worth of pictures?
Yep.
So everybody, come to your TV, you're gonna look at this, okay? Okay? It's part of my shoe budget, okay? Okay, all right, let me analyze each picture because we paid a lot. Okay, first of all, what the his drawers from last night are you wearing? Like, that's cute in the house, when you grab his drawers just to run to the bathroom, but not to go outside on the beach. You're in Maui, you're with your new man, and look, I thought I had a week back. Look, Tony Dovolani on Dancing with the Stars held me up, and I'm big. Held my big ass up better than, like, what the hell? Now, I'm sorry, Mariah, for talking aggressive, but I'm mad at you because not even the Lamb confidentials could defend you, correct?
You know what?
Talk how you talked this morning.
I love my queen, but these pictures are a little indefensible.
Indefensible. Look at this right here. If Tony gave me one of these, I might have looked more graceful. Like, what the hell? What, Mariah? And okay, so it's not a pair of his boxer shorts, it's a Louis Vuitton scarf, but guess what? Even sometimes they look wrong. Wrong. It's not even about her size. It's more about the awkwardness of it. Clearly, these two are not in love. This is not a real relationship, and she's trying to make James upset. But you know what? Instead, what you've done is played yourself. Mariah. Ladies and gentlemen, there is and by the way, the pièce de résistance is that here's Bryan with a Y and Mariah with the bell, E. Nothing wrong with that, but it's just, if she just stood up straighter and held it in, or maybe put a wrap on higher, or maybe wore a different bathing suit, or she's standing with the paparazzi guy looking over pictures. So that means that you hired this guy, allegedly, Mariah, to take pictures of you, and then you approve these pictures? Mariah, it's just not, these aren't good. Is that the last picture? Okay. Tomorrow, the charges will probably be up more in terms of money. So let's just show each one, just one at a time. We need to get our money's worth. Let's start at the top. I'm not gonna say one word, just go ahead. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh, next. Mm-hmm. And finally, uh-huh, and continue on. Mm-hmm, go ahead. Uh-huh, and one more. Mm-hmm. Tragic. So, the Victoria's Secret's fashion show took place last night in Paris, and all the cool girls were there, but us. It's okay. We were busy. All right. So all the eyes were on Bella Hadid and her ex, The Weeknd. Now, Bella and The Weeknd dated for 18 months. Oh, yes. 18 months. Now, mind you, I think this is before we even knew who The Weeknd was. Like, she really got him when he was somebody we did not know, which is sometimes the best way to get somebody, you know, when you can get them in their authentic selves. Anyway, so she's an angel at the fashion show with the wings, and he's performing. She walks down the runway and is forced to pass him, and he's forced to sing at her. Okay, analyzation. He's looking at her, and she looks happy, but not as happy as she could be, in my mind. Or maybe that's only because we know that they're not together anymore. They just broke up, it's a fresh wound, like 2 weeks ago. Then he's checking her out. All right, there she is. And then she walks away. And my entire bureau said they definitely left, you know, the fashion show with each other. I said, not necessarily. Not necessarily. I mean, you know, she's playing it off, he's playing it off. I don't know what happened between these two people. You know, 18 months together is a pretty long time considering she's only 20 years old. You know, yeah, her sister Gigi is probably the more famous Hadid, Gigi Hadid. And then their mom, yeah, there's Gigi. And you know, they're all wrapped up in the new model circuit. You know, Kendall Jenner was there. And Gigi also walked the runway. Kendall looked great. Gigi looks... Although, you men, I don't really get, like, what do you do with this? We spend all this money and then you all rip strings. You're such clods. And this one right here that Gigi has on is even worse. Suzanne, when's the last time you dressed in a costume like that?
Maybe when I first met Brendan.
To seduce him.
Yeah, like 18 years ago,
No.
but there is no way I'm wearing that now.
Yeah, now what do you do,
Sorry.
flannel? Separate bedrooms.
Yeah, separate bedrooms, full head to toe flannel. And socks, and socks.
And
Oh, yes, I'm cold. I'm cold.
you sleep with a hat too?
I would wear a hat. I might start. I keep getting colder and colder every year. I got like 4 blankets. I'm
Suzanne,
holding
you don't have
Pete.
to wear the strings, but you can't wear flannel and socks.
Yes, full on flannel and fuzzy socks.
What,
That's sexy.
what do you do with your hair, Suzanne?
Oh, well, no, I let it cascade around my neck to keep me warm.
Okay, that's good.
Okay.
That's good. You know what? But here's how random it is, because Suzanne was just saying, you know, 18 years, she and, you know, Brendan. Here's how random it becomes sometimes for some of us. And to me and Suzanne are like the best girls to have, because we really don't care about a whole bunch of fuss. Suzanne, I get home last night. I made dinner, baked potatoes, cauliflower, buffalo with mushrooms inside.
Okay.
And we're eating in the bed, you know, watching TV. And I'm like, what's the date? And I was about to write something out. November 30th. I'm like, oh my gosh, happy anniversary. I forgot.
Happy anniversary!
Look,
Oh!
look, I don't know whether it's 17, 18, or 19 years. I mean, you know, I'm very, very good with our legal records and our notes, and I know how to get it if I want to look, but I'm too lazy to look. But I remember, you know, like I skipped the 13th year because 13th is a bad number. So usually when we get to 12, then I skip over to 14. So I don't know how many years we've been married. All I know is that I didn't know until 9 o'clock last night, and I wasn't wearing this. Honey. But anyway, those models can do that. And Adriana Lima, who's 35 years old, gorgeous. She used to date Lenny Kravitz. Yeah, we'll get up close and personal with her. Next Monday, she'll be here. Yeah. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. And she's a wing holder. Okay. Victoria's Secret wings. What'd you all think? Always thinking about food. Me too. Joseline Hernandez, our Puerto Rican princess, Well, she announced that she's going to deliver a special on the birth of her baby for VH1. She's got strings too. What's with the strings? That's when you're still in seduction mode, I guess. I have no idea. Look, Joseline's gonna have the delivery of her baby on VH1, but more importantly, Stevie J is going to be here tomorrow to break it all down. All right, we've got more great show. Thank you for being here today. We've got the hottest holiday fashions, but up next, everybody, the stars of the new movie, The Bounce Back. Shamar Moore, Bill Bellamy, and Nadine Velasquez. They're all here.